Hi, I'm Sam Shigouris with Madwire Media. I'm going to talk a little bit today about conversion rate optimization and the thought model and process that we go through in order to optimize campaigns in order to increase convertibility. Basically, we've developed an equation. The equation, if you wanted to, you could plug numbers into it and essentially put a value to each one of these pieces of the puzzle. But basically, C in this equation is the probability of a conversion. And it's equal to motivation, the value of your proposition, the incentive to take action, the friction elements of the process, and anxiety users have about entering information when they are either filling out a form or entering a credit card or something like that. I'm going to further discuss these just real quick in order to give you guys some insight as to what you should be looking at when you're looking to optimize the conversion funnel on your website. And give you a little bit more information as to things you can look at and where to go with your conversion rate optimization. Basically, motivation of the user. When you are getting your ad in front of somebody, when you're getting your website in front of somebody, that really comes down to keyword choice. It comes down to the front end of the campaign. You hear us talk about it all the time. Visibility, clickability, convertibility equals maximum return on investment. You want to be visible, but for your most relevant keywords. You want to find long tail keywords that are targeting users who are more ready to buy. They're further along in the buying cycle. So you need to put a lot of thought in on the front end as to what keywords you're actually going after. It's a common problem to try to go after the most competitive keyword or the one that has the most search. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to drive the most results for you. So that's the first piece, motivation. When are you getting in front of people? Now, next you have the value, right? The clarity of the value proposition. Why, when somebody lands on your website, should they buy something from you? Should they fill out a lead form? Is it price? Is it quality? Is it a brand? What do you have to offer? Because people don't necessarily buy what you have to offer, but they more buy why you do what you do, why they should contact you. So if you can represent that information clearly on your website, they're more likely to take action. That also ties into your ads, right? You need to make sure that that message, your organic and your paid advertisement, are carrying that message all the way through to the website, and then people will be more likely to take action. The next is incentive, right? People need an incentive to take action. Is it a promotion? Is it a free quote? Is this going to cost me something? That needs to be clarified on your website so people know what they're actually getting themselves into. Friction elements of the process. How easy or hard is it for somebody to actually complete the conversion, fill out a form, enter their information? How many steps are involved? Are there too many fields, too many required fields for somebody to actually give you their phone number and enter their email address and call you back? Is it 10 steps? Is it 3 steps? Is it 5 steps? The shorter is actually better. Lastly, we have anxiety, right? Anxiety about entering information, and it's all about building trust. If you're a service-based industry, perhaps you're a plumber or a roofer, it could come down to displaying your credibility of the brands that you work with. Could come down to the Better Business Bureau. If you're an e-commerce store, it could come down to your payment authorization, your payment gateway. Do you have an SSL on your website, right? Little minor things, and a lot of it is very subliminal as to why people should trust you. But another major piece of anxiety about entering information comes down to the actual design of your website. About 70% of people make a judgment on the quality of a company and as to whether or not they can actually trust that company based solely off the way their website looks. So if your website's out to date, it's not up to par with modern technology, they can't view it on a mobile device, 70% of those people will make a decision not to do business with you solely because your website isn't very good. And that ties all the way back into the beginning, because if you're driving very qualified traffic with really good keywords, but you're not doing anything on the back end of the campaign in order to build trust and basically clarify your value proposition, give them an incentive to take action, and minimize the friction elements, you're going to be building anxiety the whole entire way, and that consumer is never going to convert. So if you follow this process when you're working on tightening up your conversion funnel, you spend time looking at these individual elements and ways that you can enhance that, inevitably you will see your conversion rate increase. The key element though is don't try to do too many things at once, right? You got to have some sort of control, and you got to have one element that you're trying to manipulate. So take each piece of this puzzle, manipulate one, see how that affects your conversion rate, Then from there, you can make decisions as to, even if you need to, make any more tweaks to the rest of the campaign. Thanks.